Had some leftover cold brew from yesterday's Supreme live stream. Check it out here if you guys haven't seen it already. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Thomas, and today we're talking about every single item that sold out from Supreme Week 8 of Fall Winter 2025, reviewing all the prices over on StockX.com, seeing if I was right on my predictions, double checking what I was wrong on, so we can hopefully improve and predict next week's resale prices even better. The goal of this video is to help you guys stay informed on the Supreme market, not only to resell, but also to educate yourself on the products you're buying each and every week so you can better understand where people find value and what people are willing to pay for these silly garments. So if that sounds interesting to you, I'd ask you to please hit like on the video, subscribe to the channel, as well as hit the noti bell so you can stay up to date every single time I post and go live. I post Supreme Palace streetwear news every single week and weekly live streams every single Thursday for Supreme live cops. Now with all that out of the way, let's get into it. All right, Supreme Week 8. We had hell of a week, in my opinion. Plenty of stuff sold out. You can see here as we scroll through the carousel, got a good amount of items that ended up going. Some surprises, textured beanie, none of these hats, the chunky ribs, but no spoilers quite yet. Let's get into our first item of the video, the number 9 Mickey Mouse varsity jacket. I had no doubt in my mind that this thing was going to sell out pretty quick. There was a lot of people downvoting it on Supreme community, and I think that was absolutely a coordinated inside job so the heads, the real fans, can get their hands on these garments to either wear or to resell, because spoiler alert, they are reselling, and at only $668 retail for a collab like this, that's not horrible if you think about it. All right, we're here on StockX.com. Let's look at the lowest asks for the red colorway. We have $973 for a small, all the way up to $2,294 for double XL. Now, if we go here to seller view, we can look at all the sales here. There's an XL behind my head for $1,205. That's probably the best sale right there, at least so far. Take a peek at the black colorway, aka green, with the Technicolor Mickey Mouse, as I've been calling it. Here are the lowest asks on the screen. And then if we go over to the seller view, you can look at all these sales. This one started off high. We had an $1,143 for a medium, and it's gone down to an $888. All right, next item. If you guys also have suggestions on how to make this series better, let me know. If something I can do on screen to make it more interesting or bring you guys more value, let me know in the comments down below, and I hope you've been enjoying so far. Our next item is the Umbro gradient track jacket. I took an L on the pink colorway. I really wanted to cop this to review and then hopefully flip on StockX or some other platform, but I ended up getting kind of owned in the captchas this week, which is unfortunate because I've had such good luck in making it through the captchas without getting throttled, without getting screwed over, having that nice slow pacing that wasn't like a bot, but whatever, sometimes you get screwed over and it is what it is. But for $188, I thought this thing was a great deal. Let's see what it's selling for on StockX. Now, just a reminder, StockX is not the end all be all of the market. You can see these lowest asks here for the black colorway. You can see some of these sales over here too. Let's go to seller view. High of $322 down to $240. Now that's probably about what this is going to sell for on Grailed, eBay, Facebook, whatever, but not always. You can absolutely sell for higher than StockX prices. You can sell for cheaper. You can use StockX as a comparison and say, hey, I'm willing to beat the StockX price because I'm still losing 10% on shipping and fees. So I could do $260 or something for the buyer. That's nice. It's a deal. And for you, you're getting 100% of the money. So good to know that stuff and keep all that in mind. And looking at these sales here, $310 for an XL. So far, 2 larges have sold. Not for that much. I thought they'd be a little higher than this. I would probably hold, but it's up to you. If you want to flip it, I get it. This is perfect. We've had this happen so often. They don't have the gradient blue colorway listed anywhere on StockX. You just can't find it. So I'm not quite sure what people are doing if they're trying to sell it. I guess it's labeled as navy for the pants, but you're shit out of luck. That's super weird. Well, let's go look at the track pants, I guess. Of course, we had the matching track pants to go along with them. These are pretty clean, and I think maybe a bit slept on by people wearing them by themselves. I would do it. Pink pair is a bit harder to wear, I'll admit, but it's so fire, dude. The pink to purple to navy to black. It looks amazing. Gradient black track pants. I get the appeal. I really do, but you might as well just go all out in my opinion. Here we have them on StockX. No sales quite yet for the navies. Let's see about the pinks. We do have one sale. 403 is what the buyer paid. Seller sold them for 164, which is insane. Damn, that person got forked over on the tariffs and fees and shit. Wow. And then the black colorway, you have the buyer view, 350, 315, show us the real values, with seller view, 225, 315. Okay, sometimes they're the same. Sometimes they're the same. Next up, we have my cop this week, which is the Vanson leather short sleeve work shirt. I'm so excited to get this baby in. I've been waiting for it the whole season. Ended up being very affordable at only $178. That might seem like a lot for what this is as a short sleeve button up, and admittedly it is. Still have a few in stock actually in the pink colorway, but it is Vanson leathers. The Gore-Tex jacket this season was $800. A little more technical, of course. This is not as technical, but it's still Vanson leathers. We still get embroideries, very nice details. Back hit looks incredible. I can't wait to get it in. Black looks super wearable as well. So W to anyone that copped either of these, even the pink. It's awesome. Now I was gonna assume there's no sales quite yet. You can see some pretty high asks right here. People trying to milk that Vanson leathers name for all that it's worth, but no sales quite yet on the striped colorway. I could maybe see some on the black colorway. We do have some. Here are the asks. We got 300 all the way up to 600. What are people actually paying though? That's the real question. Only one buyer paid 250, seller paid 250. Obviously nothing for pink. Schmoving right along with the number 9 Mickey Mouse raglan long sleeve top. Number 19 with the red big. I thought this thing was pretty sick, and I'm just now noticing there's musical notes in the collar line. That is such a cool attention to detail that I had no idea was even there. And he's got the tambourine. This thing is nice, man. I think this will go underrated as a piece from this collection. 138 is quite a bit for a long sleeve shirt, but it's Supreme number 9 Mickey Mouse. Like, guys, I get it. We're paying a lot for branding here. Quality is probably pretty good still, which is good. I did see one of you say you wish they did a hoodie, and I would say that would be great too. If they added a hoodie and then a t-shirt to this collab, I think that would have been much more palatable in a much more wide-ranging collection. But the fact that it's smaller does make it maybe a little more exclusive. Let's see what people are paying for this raglan long sleeve. We got mid 200s. Wow, look at that volume. Those really the sales? Dang. Number 9 Mickey, starting at 200. We have a high of 250, 279 for a large, and that's so far the highest price, 279. Dang, for the black colorway of the raglan. Then we have the pink colorway. Asks are in the mid 200s up to highs with the 274 small. I didn't really mention that, but I was gonna say the pink colorway for small, I feel like could be really good. I really do believe we've seen a surge of female Supreme customers. I know we got a couple of y'all in the community and we love to have you, and just biologically, women are smaller than men, so they tend to buy smalls. It's simple as that. And if you're a dripped out gal, you got to get the latest and greatest. Well, you might have to be paying $200 for the Supreme Mickey Mouse raglan number 9 long sleeve top. That was a mouthful. Okay, one colorway sold out of the cable hooded sweater in the oatmeal spec, which I pretty much expected with the real tree hood. The Grandpa Gang is still rolling deep. Small, medium, large available for teal and black, same thing. I did include it in the video because we do have a StockX sale. Pretty much how I'm gonna go going forward. I'm gonna take a look and make sure we have StockX sales. If it's just one colorway that's sold out, but we do right here. The buyer paid $349 and the seller made $349 before shipping and fees. That's pretty good for something that only cost $198. I think besides the number 9 Mickey Mouse varsity jacket, this might be the highest percentage so far. We'll have to wait and see though. Breast Cancer Awareness Football Jersey, Susan G. Komen, the Evil Empire themselves. It sold out relatively quick. The night camo was the first to go. I think my boy Luke Darnall copped this. I'm not 100% sure. I haven't seen if he did a live cop. I think our boy was busy working on the job like a real man. I'm sitting here typing on my computer, drinking Starbucks coffee like a goddamn liberal guy. But you know what, guys? On second look, this white camo jersey is kind of crazy. I could see this thing banging in the future. And usually I don't say that about white, but I kind of slept on this thing. I mean, I didn't really have a lot of money to cop. Vanson leather stuff, I was stretching myself a little thin. I'm be 100%. That's just this week though. We're going to bounce back. But let's see what this football jersey is doing. Pretty much every time jerseys come out, we see this. People are competing for those resale prices. They still want to make money. So we have high 190s as as of right now, the retail price was $148. You can see the asks go all the way down to $250 or $350 actually. And the sales here in the seller view, $250 for double XL right off the rip. That's the way to do it. If you get a double XL, try to sell it immediately. If you want to get that instant flip, that instant money, $255 for a medium too. A little bit later, same day though on the 16th. And then all these sales have pretty much been yesterday. Had 3 today, gone down a little bit. I think so far this is performing the best. White actually has a sale for $210 or $211. This one's a little bit higher, believe it or not. Look at that. Wow. $211, $220, $225. Less volume, but higher overall median price, which is interesting. Maybe there's less of these white camo ones. I'm not too sure. I was recommending people go for this one, and it looks like it's the most generic in terms of what people are wanting. I mean, there is some sales for $229 there, seller view, $231, and all the asks, lots of resellers. I mean, look at these asks. How many total jerseys were sold? There's a good percentage of them that's sitting on StockX right now, and that's just one platform, one site. Pretty funny. The Arc thermal lined zip up hooded sweatshirt. This bright cold, man, a lot of pop to it. A lot of you guys were commenting that you were going for this piece. I knew it was going to be pretty popular. Had a pretty high ranking on Supreme community. We still have a large in the navy colorway, which I would say if you guys didn't cop this yesterday and you want it, go for it before it's gone. This thing is gonna resell eventually. It's a matter of time. It's also just a great piece to have for the winter. Keep you warm, good for layering. Most of them are sold out. Snow camo brown, all pretty much gone. Is black gone? It is. Black and red, the cough drop spec. The foams are coming back, so you might need to cop this on StockX later today. Just saying. Damn, navy extra large and large. Looking at the brown colorway. I'm not gonna look at all the asks. Let's just go to the sales. We have a $395. That's quite a flip for a medium. What about gold? None quite yet. Snow camo. People don't appreciate it enough, but you got $230. Some asks here. We'll take a peek at it. You can pause the video and obviously go into StockX yourself, guys. Take a look at it. I'm sure this video is helpful, but not going to be the overall best way for you guys to consume all this information and really learn what's going on. And this is only the market one day after the drop, right? It's going to change week to week. If you go back to the OG Yamamoto stuff, it's going to be different than when I first covered it right after it came out. So just important to remember that stuff. Let's keep it moving. Corduroy Camp Cap sold out in a bunch of colorways. This leopard spec went, which I thought was pretty nice. Royal colorway. Black still available. Light red still available. Olive still available. Gray sold out. Looking at the cheetah print here, we have one ask that's glitched. Yeah, here are the asks, 95 to 168. Fix the screen. And then the sales, we have 1,480. Buyer view, seller view is 80. Let's see, gray, 87, bit higher. Royal blue, none quite yet. Speaking of hats, we got the number 9 Mickey Mouse mesh back 5 panel, which sold out not too quickly, but within the first 10 minutes, I want to say. Pretty simple trucker hat. I like this style. Mickey Mouse printed. I don't know if I'd be huge on that foamy front of the 5 panel, but there you go. Still a nice way to touch the collab for only $68 prior to taxes, shipping, and handling. Let's see what it's going for on StockX. You can see here the lowest ask is 103, I believe. Yes. And then the sales started off strong at 183. W for that guy for flipping it, because right after plummeted to 225 and it's just gone down ever since. Reached a bottom of 75 and then has gone back up to 105 in terms of sales. We can look at green, not as much total volume or the highest price. Black, probably going to be in the middle. Yep, about as much volume as red, maybe a bit more, but a little bit less on the higher end of sales. Getting into the last few items, guys, what's been your most surprising part of the video? I think for me, cable knit sweater surprised me a bit. Let's see if the leather money bag was worth it to go for a flipperoonie this week. I was disappointed. We saw the red and the black come out last season. Black is still in stock, apparently. Just kidding. It's a glitch from Shopify, and I think these are reselling. I really do. $368. I think people are paying resale for them. No sales quite yet on the Realtree. 474 lowest asks. Now we have to find the right one. So this is the one from last season, spring summer 25. Okay, we did have one sell in June for $700. Top end 868. But let's go back and go to fall winter 25, and that person probably feels like a dingus because you can get literally the same thing. I guarantee nothing is different about it. 465 is the only sale. Lowest ask is 460, and I guarantee black has no sales. It does not. The leather goods, less sought after, confirmed. That's why you don't re-release stuff. But what about the chain wallet, Thomas? Was that worthy of an investment? Let's see. It definitely sold out in every colorway, which is cool. Just kidding. Yes. black is sold out. The Shopify fake out, man, gets me every time. I do like also you got the wrist strap, like a little Wii remote controller. You know what I mean? That's fun, but no sales, at least for the Realtree Camo. Lowest ask $230. I think those will eventually go for some little bit of bread. Oh, $230 for the black. All right, there you go. And like I said, we did have the red zip card holder. One of them sold for $160. It's not that interesting. No sales on Realtree because it's still in stock, or black because they're also still in stock. All right, the contentious cone, man, the one that I redesigned to look 20 times better, in my opinion, making it all red, the big Supreme logo down the middle. But Supreme decided, let's make it white and put a shitty box logo on it. It looks like a sticker, to be honest, but people bought it and it sold out. Took a while. I think the end of my stream, it was still in stock, believe it or not, which was like an hour after the drop. What's it going for on StockX, you might ask? Well, last sale, according to them, is $100. So it started off at 63, 70, 78, and now people are holding the line at 100. So it looks like if you bought this, maybe now's the time to sell. I don't know. Time to keep, put it on your head, ollie over it, do whatever you want. It's a goofy accessory, and I guess I'm glad they made it. It is very Supreme of them. And last but not least, the Camo Ripstop skateboard sold out in the snow camo and the Realtree colorway. You can see there's slightly different dimensions. The Realtree is 8.375 by 32.125, and the snow camo is a standard 8.25 by 32 inches, which I think is the same as my MM6 deck. I don't know why the Realtree is 0.125 inches wider and longer, but fuck yeah, I love that we're doing something different. My favorite thing about these boards is if you get two of them, you can sell them as a set on StockX, which I think is interesting, and they always end up commanding a premium. You can see the lowest ask here. There's no sales quite yet, but the lowest ask is $227. But if we go individually to the Ripstop skateboard, Realtree colorway, the lowest ask is $99. $227 divided by 2, $113.5. So you're paying a premium to get both of them for some reason, and I don't think people understand that. Or if you bought both of these separately on StockX, would the fees counteract it and make it cheaper? I actually don't know, but no sales quite yet, and that is everything that sold out from Supreme. What do you guys think about everything that sold out for this week? In my opinion, it was more or less what I expected, with number 9 stuff being pretty sought after. I personally thought the Umbro was going to be reselling for more on day 1, but I think it's an instance of the classic. A lot of resellers go for it, and therefore undercutting is happening right now. The jerseys are pretty much what I expected. ARC logo stuff is pretty good. I do have an answer though on the top profiting item so far. I could be missing something here, but we have 2 contenders, the number 9 jacket and the cable hooded sweater. What is going to be the most profitable? Well, the jacket here ended up retailing for $668, sold for $1205, which is percentage profit of 80.4%. The sweater, $198, sold for $348, a percentage profit of 76.3. So very close, about 80% for both of them. That's a good flip for day 1. Like I said, maybe there's a hat in there that I missed. Maybe an ARC logo. Ended up going for a bit more than that hoodie. What are you gonna do? This is the SupThomas channel here, folks. There's no real rules around here. But anyway, guys, I hope you all enjoyed. Stay tuned for all news on Supreme Week 9, Palace Week 4. I'm feeling a collab for Palace next week. I can feel it in my plums. Maybe Palace X Nike. I don't know. Again, let me know what things I could add to the format that would help improve this series. I'm feeling like doing the top percentage profit item at the end is interesting, but if you guys have any other suggestions, drop them in the comments down below. Thank you to all the members for your support. Consider joining if you're crazy, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.